Hi, I'm Andrew.
I'm Russ.
And we are
the Secret Sauciers.
I was a little slow there. So how are you today?
I'm very well. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much.
I am super excited. We have
an amazing guest.
Amazing guest today. And it's not because of her great resume. It's because of the person and the transformation she's also had in her life. And she speaks very openly about it. And it makes me very proud to announce that we have Vicki Sandler. Hi, Vicki. How are you today?
I'm great.
So why don't you tell our audience a little bit about your professional life first, and then maybe we can go into what is our thing. As you know, our audience knows, is we like to talk about the inner part of growth and how that can impact the outer part of our professional lives. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I will weave it into sort of the personal and professional because I went to law school on a dare from my boyfriend and to help my mother vicariously fulfill her desire to be a star.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I was a Phi Beta Kappa behavioral economist who wrote papers with Dr. Vernon Smith, a Nobel laureate, and that was my passion. Nonetheless, I went to law school and clerked for the Arizona Supreme Court, went to a law firm, hated it, and then
so honest.
So
went in and by the way, my husband, who's also a retired major felony prosecutor, we vowed not to have any of our children become lawyers. For all you lawyers, it's okay. We did not
love you.
We did not choose that. And so
you were a lawyer most of your professional
well,
life.
no, not at this age, maybe 40%. So I went into Arizona Public Service Company as their in-house counsel. Well, not originally, I actually went to the rate department, but soon learned that when I was told that I was consuming a man's position at the rate department, I said...
And this was at around what year?
This was 1982. I decided to go back into law, and I actually had a great time as far as I had an argument before Justice Scalia the year he went up on the bench on behalf of the utility.
And the U.S. Supreme Court.
It was the Court of Appeals. The year he was nominated, they interviewed everyone who was before him. He ruled against me. They asked me how I liked him. I said, not so much. But anyway, it worked out on remand. And so I did do true real law. I was the senior rate attorney at the Corporation Commission and in D.C. at the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. So this leads sort of to the self-realization part of the discussion.
She knows something about this show.
So wait, the story behind the story.
So wait a minute. So let's pause there. So that's the background, right? Mm-hmm. So we usually ask a question. So why don't we ask the question?
You ask that
because we did prep her a little bit. So. Russ, why don't you ask it? Because I usually always ask the question.
So what we want to know is, okay, you hated this, or you got into this profession that really wasn't in alignment with who you were.
Absolutely.
And so at some point in time along this journey, you had this realization that, okay, what I'm doing is not what I need to be doing. So was there a trigger? Was there a moment? Was there an epiphany? Or how did that transition take place in your
okay, so the first big epiphany, because there have been some sense on this journey to self-discovery. I'm 40 years old. I have a nice home, successful law practice. My husband has a successful practice. We have a beautiful daughter, Shelby 12, son Shane 10, and I did everything I was supposed to do that Western society said to do. All the boxes checked, all the gold stars, and I felt like I had a hole in my heart. I didn't understand what was wrong, so I started journaling. And 3 months later, October 1996,
Oh, she knows the
2 a.m.,
Oh my God.
I'm up in Arizona Public Service Company's 20th floor in the elevator, bleary-eyed, half-gallon jar of Tums under my arms. I look at the director of rates. We'd worked on the most tediously boring data request for a rate case for 14 hours. And I said, I will never do this again.
To yourself?
To him.
Oh, to him.
And to myself, simultaneously.
This was your outside voice saying,
Simultaneously.
I will never do this again.
There was a coherence there, inside and out.
Just want to be
Collision
clear.
in mind and soul.
So you can imagine that
So
sleepless night.
you put the stake in the ground in
I
the
did.
elevator.
And that sleepless night, it was crazy. I went back 33 years in time
Wow.
to when I was 7 in October, playing in Central Phoenix with all the neighborhood boys. And I'm going to have to explain what this is now. I drew a circle on the ground, and I had my steely boulder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For those who played marbles.
Yes.
And I said, Kip, when I hit your bumblebee boulder out of the ring, I get to trade for 2 of your best marbles. All right? But why this story came to me, gentlemen, is because I was outside playing, competing, winning, and I was in my heart's joy. And I'm like, what have I been missing? And the whole market, behavioral economics, was about trading. And when I was growing up, I was like the manual version of eBay. So interestingly, I'm trying to sleep, and I realized, Vicki, you have been the attorney working on creating this new trading company for electricity and green energy. Why don't you put your name in the hat to be the CEO of that? So I wrote a proposal the next morning, took it to the COO, who had been my client for 15 years, so I had credibility. And he says, and throw your law degree away? Well, you talk about fueling the fire of fear. Like, I had a moment in an elevator, maybe.
Yeah.
But no, I persisted. They did a nationwide search, and I got the job. And it was the most fun I've had, leading the green energy company for 10 years. And they sold it, and it's been a great ride.
Fantastic.
Wow. See, you
So
asked.
go play marbles, right?
Yep, I got my marbles together.
Well, you had a moment. You shared the moment where you had enough. You just had enough, and you decided that you wanted to align yourself with who you were to what you wanted to do.
Yes.
And that takes immense courage.
Absolutely.
Especially when we're earning a living and we accumulate all these nice things in our life, and we want to hold on to all these wonderful things that we accumulate, only to realize it's those things that are not making us happy. We've just accumulated them.
Yeah.
You
the
know?
things we imagine are valuable or we should value become our anchors.
Right.
Oh, yes.
They become a boat anchor and
Yes.
hold us back.
So
And I saw that with a lot of the executives, and I never succumbed to that. Every time I took, quote, a step back or down, as Western society would perceive it, I buoyed up,
So let's
let's
dovetail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was, I'm going to ask you this question because I ask every one of our guests this question. What was the biggest lesson maybe inside yourself that had the biggest impact on your professional life?
Yeah, that is a great question, which is why we're here. I learned to listen to heart, not just head, because the economics, the law is all about the head, the analytics.
The logic.
But we're, analytic and intuition. And I have a very strong intuition, and I learned to listen to it and to follow my heart. And I actually took that into my workforce as a new CEO, and what I apply to myself, I offered to all my people. So the first week you came to work with me, I offered an assessment, the DISC and values, so you could learn more about yourself. Because I just had an uncanny way of looking at you and sort of knowing what you were good at and observing you, but maybe you couldn't see it.
Isn't that amazing that sometimes it takes a outside person to see what we really are? Because, I mean, so many times we've had this conversation.
Or a friend.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a coach. A CEO is just a coach, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
Well, there's this self-talk in our heads that there's a lot of times where we don't believe in what others see in us.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
So your power, your secret sauce was the ability to see the abilities in other people.
But it's actually translating my own lessons learned to help accelerate for someone else. Because why should people wait till they're 40 to have a big aha? Why not learn it when you're 20?
So what was your big? Can you tell
my
us a
big
story?
my big aha was the fact that I was out of alignment. So all I really did with my people was to help align them to what they were naturally good at. Because
So you made it not just about you. You made
Right.
it everyone around.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it became the
Yeah.
cult.
It was our
alignment
culture.
Became the culture
Yes.
of your organization.
absolutely.
And how many people did you have?
We had about 100 directly working for us, and then lots of partners.
Wow.
And yeah, no, it was awesome. And the thing I'm most happy with, and we did some awesome projects. We built the district cooling plant downtown. It's like 3 Olympic swimming pools. It makes a big popsicle at night, and then the water melts, and then a fan blows it, so you don't have air conditioners using power during peak. I mean, very energy efficient, cool stuff. We did solar, methane, but that's not what I'm most proud of. It's how many people aligned with their natural strengths, because they seem too easy. Western society says it's got to be hard to get ahead, you know? You got to push that boulder uphill and let it crush you coming down.
You gotta
And I learned
grind it.
that is not
So
the
are
way.
you saying it's simply just aligning yourself with yourself?
But you have
Yeah.
yes, but that's
deeper.
awareness, and so I actually created a simple 3-part process just by observing. I have a little picture of that.
Okay, so show us the picture, and I'll show the audience.
Learn us, teacher.
It's awareness. It's
Keep
the
talking.
3 A's.
Yeah.
Acknowledging and releasing fear and taking aligned action. And I have a quick example that I use with all my people.
A real life example.
Real life example, and then they can apply it to his or herself. So, my human resources director helped me to become aware that if I wanted to be a great CEO, I might want to not interrupt people who were taking too long to get to the point.
Ooh, I do that. But that's a New York thing, I thought.
Productivity, efficiency, let's get to it, right?
Let's work on the focus.
Right, and so I had become aware. Now,
That you were interrupting.
yes, because she highlighted it, and subconsciously I knew it, right? But she said, if you want to be a great CEO, you need to learn to listen better. So I had to acknowledge my resistance and possibly fear-based beliefs that if I didn't get to it quickly and do what I'd always done, which is how I got to where I was, I might be losing something important. You know, it's part of my success.
I can relate to that.
Yeah,
That's
I can
what I
relate to
came
that.
out of. I mean, I grew up, my first real job, I worked for an engineering firm. I was an environmental scientist, and my boss, the owner of the firm, his name was Vince Donnelly, and he would stand in front of me and jingle the change in his pocket, and he would say, Andrew, cut to the chase.
Yes.
And he trained me not to waste his time and just get right to it. So that naturally kind of made its way into me. And so this is a great story because that's not always the best and the
Well,
right
so
way.
those are the 2 steps. So I became aware. I had to acknowledge my resistance because I'd gotten to the point of being selected for who I was. So what's wrong with that, right? So then I had to decide if I wanted to change, and I took aligned action, and I put a piece of paper on my desk, and for 30 days I had a column interrupt, not interrupt, and then a box for my so important thought. And so I took aligned action by checking that, and after 30 days I became a better listener, and if you ask my husband, he will say yes most of the time.
Well, you know.
But I mean, changing habits, 30
It
days
takes
is about.
intention, as
Yeah.
Dr. Wayne Dyer
Right.
would say. It's all about intention.
And attention.
And correct.
So that was the aligned action, was the attention.
So you
to
started
Okay.
realizing your power came from within, and that if you worked on you took yourself to the proverbial free throw line every day and practiced free throws,
Sure.
that you would get yourself to where you want to be.
Right.
Is that
Yes,
correct?
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you can look at study after study. The happiest and most successful people are the most self-aware.
Self-awareness is so key.
So in other words, because I always like to provide different perspectives for the audience, the deeper reach you have inside you, the better. And probably because the answers to the most difficult challenges you're going to face in life and in business are actually going to come from in there than out
Right.
here.
So just a couple
Well, the
of
major turns in your life and your lifestyle and everything that
Right.
goes on
Right.
come from the heart.
So just to geek out a little bit
Let's geek out.
Let's
and
geek out.
balance
Nerds
head
in the
and
herd.
heart, because I find that to help people help themselves, some like you to approach the analytical side first, even though the heart wins. And being an energy wonk, be it green, electrical, or your personal energy,
Ooh, there we go.
because everything is energy. Everything is energy with a vibration.
Completely agree.
So people aren't aware that their words are subconscious neurolinguistic statements about where their energy is going that they're not aware of. Oh, my kid, how can I cross the street? He's little.
Right.
They're putting all their energy
What's the
towards what
story
they
we're
fear.
telling
Worry.
ourselves?
Mark Twain said, I've had many troubles in my life, most of which never happened. I mean, worry is just a huge strain on your energy
Ooh,
and
is it
subconscious.
ever.
It's like paying a debt you'll never owe.
That's right. That's right. And so when you become aware of where your energy is going, you can consciously direct it to manifest. And the whole aligned action part of this is, I have a couple techniques I'll share real quickly, but I want to share one little
Yes.
thing because we're going to run out of time. But this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, basically. All right. But the colors are important, and you'll see on the left there's like some little waves. Well, everything's a frequency of energy, and a low, dense energy is that of fear,
Yep.
the
Scarcity.
high scarcity, the high coherent wave of energy is actually creation, peace, joy, love, manifestation. And so you want to really become, when people say they're down, that's an low frequency,
low frequency energy.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you become aware of where your energy is going, you can redirect it consciously.
And change your state.
Exactly, you can. So if you all
So
would-
you learned this. You went to go seek help
Yes,
for this.
yes.
So I
Gurus.
think the word help is a big word that our audience needs to understand. That CEOs, presidents,
development.
actually ask for help.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well,
they think that there's.
I look at it as
they
growth.
never ask for
We can
help.
have the entire show on
It's
that show.
growth.
Right. We can
It's
word it-
elevated energy.
We can call it whatever we want, but the point
Where to
is
get a
you're
higher
going
frequency.
Yes,
to
yes.
seek help to
Yeah.
change from one state to another.
Right. And so in our last minute, if I can share an exercise
Please.
with you, because
Yes,
it's
please.
so easy and it's so helpful, and we created actually a room of peace so that when, if you're all caught in your analytical mind,
monkey
Einstein
mind.
said you're not going to solve the problem with the same mindset you went in it. So you have to go to a different place.
Yeah.
So I'm going to help us in 90 seconds. You can elevate your
Will it
energy.
hurt?
Well, we'll see. We'll
It can be painful.
Well, I
So-
can withstand any amount of pain, Russ, as long as it doesn't hurt.
It won't hurt.
Okay.
So if you just sit up tall
Okay.
and roll your shoulders back, place your hands relaxed. All right, and we're just going to practice breathing, because I was a very short breather when you're rattling your chain in your pocket, to get to the bottom line.
Yeah.
So if we can breathe in, and this is a belly breath, not your zip up your skinny jeans breath. This is let it distend. So 5 breaths in. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and out for 7 though. 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can breathe in and out your nose, in for 5. Now, if you lower your eyes or close them, that shuts out 90% of the external world because we want to go inside here, all right? So just breathe in and then a long exhale. Now, if you would, conjure up an image of a person in your life that's integral to your becoming the secret sauciers. Just think of that person, a guiding light. Okay, see his or her face, and then feel yourself hugging that person, just embracing that person. Now take your arms up, put them on your shoulders, and give yourself a great big hug, because how often do you love on yourself? Deep breath, drop your arms. How about a big old smile? Open your eyes.
Like I'm dancing now.
Because you gave gratitude, and gratitude is the attitude of love, and it is a high frequency. So in 90 seconds, you can actually go from chaos and incoherent energy to that of peace and joy. And when someone cuts me off in traffic, see, I lay in bed in the morning, and I do my breathing, I do my meditating, and I say, no one can take my peace away unless I choose to give it. So you cut me off in traffic, why would I give you my peace?
Yeah, why would I give it away? Why would I allow someone else to control my
I know
emotions?
we're out of time, but anyway, just
The
one
chief
little tool.
energy officer.
That's what it is.
So maybe we should
That's
have
what
you
it
back to talk more about this.
That'd be great. I have other tools.
And you would share some of your tools?
Oh, absolutely.
Because let's face facts, our wonderful audience.
Yeah.
This is an executive talking about this stuff, making us do this stuff. This is real. This is now.
Breathing's pretty fundamental.
This is important, and this is what executives do. So, look, I'm snorting. I'm so excited. So, I think we'll end this for now.
Sure.
But before we do, I know you have a book. Why don't we do a little Vicki Sandler commercial? Tell us how people can get in touch with you.
Sure. And as we're all here, we do this of service. So it needs to be of value to those who listen.
Yeah,
that's why I'm
absolutely.
here. And so I do have a video program on my website, VickiSandler.com.
Spell your name.
VICKI. Here we go. Right there. Sandler, Sandler, like Adam Sandler. VickiSandler.com. And I have a 2 to 3 minute video every day for 30 days so that you too can change your behavior as I learn to.
Wow.
I mean, 2 to 3 minutes you can usually spare. And it has little tips and exercises as you go through it. And I have a book, and I come and do workshops, lunch and
Oh, she
learn.
has a book. Should I show it again?
Yeah.
But actually, I think the video program works better for today's society.
Okay.
But any
Little
of the
bite-sized
tools.
pieces.
What about,
Yes.
and they can of course find you in LinkedIn
Sure.
and on your website.
Vicki
So
Sandler.
fantastic. And Russ,
Well, thank you.
why would anybody want to know you, and how would they find you?
I have no idea. I'm always available at Adora Creative, Russ at Adora Creative, or you can track me down at Russ Johns, anywhere on the internet.
He's a cool guy. I mean, you should connect with him at least on LinkedIn. He's a big communicator on LinkedIn. He offers free tips for people in business.
2-minute tips.
2 minutes.
See?
Sorry.
It's a good time frame.
2-minute tips. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, I'm Andrew Kolikoff. My business is rainmaking for service professionals, teaching them how to sell without ever selling. We call it rainmaking. Get clients without ever selling. And we work with professional firms all over Phoenix. You can contact me, Andrew Kolikoff, Kolikoff, 2 F's. Andrew at kolikoff.com, and then you can go to, of course, kolikoff.com. But please, find me in LinkedIn. Russ and I are big LinkedIners. We love to spread if you have something important you want to share,
connection.
right, in LinkedIn, or if you need a connection to somebody we're connected to, just contact us.
Yeah,
so
direct message.
Russ, another great show.
Thank you so
Vicki,
much.
you are
Vicki.
special.
Thank you.
Very-
We all are.
And for that, have yourself a great day, everyone.
Take care.
Hi, I'm Andrew.
I'm Russ.
And we are the Secret Sauciers.
We're here to bring you valuable information that can help you move your life forward.
And your business forward. And those realizations come from within you, and we're sharing that with you through our interviews with executives. So please tune in.
Subscribe to the channel and join us weekly.
Thank you.